Well, welcome in, Blues fans. I'm Joey Vitale, Blues broadcaster. I'm joined by my very special guest today, Colton Parayko, Blues defenseman. And it's been a while since we talked to some of the players, so we thought it'd be a good opportunity to catch up. And Colton, I guess we'll just lead off from the beginning. It's coming up on about 3 weeks since the NHL has been suspended, since all play has stopped. Players, of course, in their homes. So looking for an update from you. What is just your general perspective, given everything that's happened with the league and given everything that's happened, quite frankly, in the world? What are your general thoughts about what's happening?
Yeah, as far as the league and hockey goes, I think obviously it was a tough time and tough timing in terms of where we were at in the season. I believe 10 games left, so playoffs were approaching. Obviously, a very fun part of the season. Everybody's kind of looking forward to that. But kind of at the same time, we want to make sure that we take care of things that are bigger than hockey at some times. And that's obviously what's happening right now. So just as a community, a country, and a world, we just got to make sure that we come together and make sure that we do our part to do anything we can to make this better. Hopefully we can overcome it soon and get back to playing hockey.
Well, Colton, give us, I guess, some players' perspective on exactly what happened on March 11th. You guys go to Anaheim, you win that game, and then from there, that was the last game we've seen. What happened from there? Did you guys find out that night? Was it more March 12th, the following day when you came back to St. Louis? Did Chief address you guys? Take us behind the scenes from a player's perspective on what kind of unfolded and how you guys found out that Gary Bettman had made that announcement.
Yeah, we were in Anaheim there on the 11th, and we were playing that day. And obviously after the game, we had some TVs in the locker room, and obviously with social media now, guys found out that the NBA had suspended play, and I feel like the NBA and us, the NHL, we have very similar kind of leagues in terms of how many games we play, when it starts, when it ends, in the playoffs, and all the scheduling. So I think right then we kind of maybe thought that something could have been similar happening to the NHL, and the next morning we kind of found out when we were making our way back to St. Louis from Anaheim. So we just kind of came back to St. Louis, and we tried to wait for updates, and that's kind of all we're doing now is we're making sure that we doing our part to stay isolated, stay away from other people. But in terms of hockey, yeah, it's just trying to get updates, trying to understand what's next.
Well, Colton, you took a little time off. Everyone's taking a little time off. For the Blues fans out there, where are you and what are you doing right now?
Yeah, I'm still in St. Louis. I'm just here at home, just enjoying my time here, trying to stay at home and just stay busy here, just doing different things around the house, and just trying to stay connected to my family back in Canada, and making sure that I've talked to them lots and make sure that they're doing good too.
Well, hockey players, of course, are into routines, game days. You wake up, go to the rink, you skate, pregame meal, nap, games. I mean, we are accustomed to routine. Has this just thrown you for a loop? I mean, what is your routine like right now?
A little bit, I guess. Like you said, we are very routine-like, I guess, especially game days. I basically have like the same day every single game day, unless it's an afternoon game or something. But as far as routine goes, I try to stay similar, or try to stay on the same page for one right now. And I try to have my breakfast and then get a little bit of a workout in, a bike ride of some sort, and stay active. And then after that, I just try to see if I need to do anything around the house, see if there's anything to do that day. I got a basketball hoop I put up in the backyard, so if it's a nice day out, I'll go shoot some hoops. About like a week ago, it was raining for the whole week, so I didn't get much basketball in then. But video games with my brother and some of the guys on the team, just things like that. Maybe a couple puzzles I've done, but just things that can keep me busy here at home.
So let's go back to the basketball hoop. You put in a basketball hoop. Are you talking about you stuck one in concrete, or did you assemble it yourself, or how did that work?
Yeah, I didn't put it in the concrete, but you have to like put the pole together, put the backboard on, put the rim on the backboard, and then there's like a base that's like plastic, and you gotta fill it with water or sand. And I went and got some sandbags from Menards and just threw the sandbags on the back. So it's nice because it's like mobile. I had it on one side of the driveway, and I didn't like it over there because I kept losing the ball down the hill. My backyard kind of is like a hill, so I'd shoot and I'd miss it, and I'd have to run down the hill and get the ball. So I had to switch it up. So it's nice that it's movable.
I would imagine an enthusiast for putting cars together like yourself, a basketball hoop must have been child's play.
Yeah, I don't know. It was actually kind of tough just because the bowl was so long. Like it was kind of heavy too. But and then you have to like the backboard's pretty big, so you have to put that backboard onto the pole somehow. So it took a little time, but we got it done.
Are you a patient, I guess, putter together kind of guy? I mean, you mentioned puzzles. That requires a lot of patience.
Yeah,
I'm ripping out my hair if I'm putting something together. Are you a patient guy, or do you just start chucking pieces and tools everywhere?
Depends what it is, but for the most part, I go by the instructions pretty good. But like, I don't know, I do puzzles and stuff, and I'm pretty patient with those. But I enjoy building stuff, so I feel like I sometimes go off the path that when I'm building it, like you're supposed to like do a certain way, but I kind of flip to the back and put together the backboard and put the rim on the back. And you're supposed to actually attach it already to the pole. So I kind of like tried to make it easy for myself by going to different sections of the different sections.
Yeah, you improvise. I got it. Yeah, just like puzzles. Now, the puzzles you're doing to stay mentally sharp, are these 50-piece Easter Bunny puzzles, or are we talking like 500-piece like Monet paintings?
Yeah, they're the big pieces. No, they're usually I try to get 1,000 pieces. Those are the fun ones. I actually just got one at Busch Stadium, so try to put that one together. Looks pretty cool, so we'll see.
Okay, so you're telling me you put together 1,000-piece puzzles. I don't believe it. You got to prove it. You got to show me something you're working on.
Yeah, I can do that. I got one over here. It's I'll bring my little computer over. It's vintage signs. Let's see here. Well, let's see what we got here. Right on the table. Here she is.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Is that the big boy from Austin Powers?
Yeah, there she is. But it's just vintage signs, and here you go, 1,000.
1,000. So you did that. So that didn't come assembled in the Amazon box.
Well, maybe. I'm not going to reveal how I finished it, but it's finished.
So how long did that particular puzzle take you? Just estimate.
That one, I know on the top of my head, it was like less than a day. I don't know how. I just like got in this zone, and I literally I did the board, started the border usually, and then I don't even know. That one was kind of fairly easy though, I want to say, just because there's so many like different parts, and then so I just kind of sorted by color almost, and then put it all together. So I did one at Busch Stadium, and that one is way harder because you have so many green pieces for the field that you have to like look closely at the green pieces to like see how like different they are, and some of them have like more of the grass, how it's mowed. Like some of them are like thicker mow and then thinner mow, and like I don't know. It was hard, but no, it was fun. I don't know, something to keep me busy. Keeps me brain going, I guess.
It's giving me a headache, and I think if I had that puzzle, Colton, I'd probably use it to start a fire.
Fair enough.
And how about cooking? Are we cooking? Are we eating out? Are you doing the curbside pickup? What's going on from a food standpoint? Because again, you can't leave very often.
Yeah, a little bit of both. My breakfast, I'm cooking in the mornings. It's pretty much the same breakfast every morning. My lunch is hit or miss. I either kind of make or just preheat what I had for dinner the night before, or else if I don't have any leftovers, then I'll usually order in something, or else just go order something to pick up. And then dinner, I've been trying to cook for myself for most of the dinners here.
Now, what type of dinners are you cooking for yourself, Colton?
I don't know. I'm not that great of a cook. I just try to keep it simple, kind of chicken or steak or salmon or some sort of protein with a veggie and some sort of carb. So I've been kind of putting things in the oven, putting some things in the barbecue, a little bit of stove work, I guess. And nothing fancy, but I'm getting it done, so it'll work.
So you're learning, and you think that there might be a cookbook on the horizon sometime for you?
You know what? I actually have been writing down a couple things in the book here. I've been doing a couple recipes for just different things, and it's more like a cooking guideline, I would say. So like chicken in the oven, it's more like preheat oven to 400. Chicken needs to go in for this amount of time. cooking a steak, get the barbecue heat into this. Here's what you do. So it's more like a guideline, I would say.
All right.
Just to make it simple, like kind of like a quick reference, like because I feel like every time I'm cooking, I have to like Google like how long am I going to boil corn on the cob, or like, you know what I mean? So it's just like flip to my book and there it is.
So you're kind of, cause I heard a rumor that you're putting together this cookbook, and I'm interested about it. Is it a cookbook for athletes? Is it for the everyday Joes like myself, or broadcasters? Is it for children? Who is it for?
It's for everybody. Anybody that enjoys kind of, I guess, what I'm cooking. So like I said, it's kind of a protein of some sort, and then I got a veggie or some sort of green on the side, and then a carb. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I got a couple different sauces in there. I got like this teriyaki sauce and mixes that I kind of have in there, and then basically, like I said, you just gives you a timer. I think it's nice just in terms of how simple it is. I think I used to have one, and my mom and my little sister always gave me a hard time when they're visiting. They're like, "You're so time oriented. Like, you put the potatoes on the barbecue for 25 minutes, and you have everything down to a science on time." I'm like, well, it's just kind of easy that way, and it's efficient. So I don't know. I guess it's just an easy reference guide, I guess I would say.
Well, I love the fact that I love the fact that you're picking up on this. Let me ask you a question then. If you were to have a girl over for dinner and you needed to woo her, for example, and you needed to blow her away by a meal, what would you make her tonight?
Oh man, that's a good question. Depends, I guess, what she likes. I guess first off you have to figure out.
Good question.
What she likes. So maybe she's a chicken person, maybe not. So I don't want to make sure that I cook a chicken if she doesn't like chicken. But I don't know. Maybe if she likes chicken, there was this lime honey sriracha sauce that I was marinating the chicken in about 3 or 4 days ago, and that actually turned out really good.
Yeah.
I put some sweet potato chips that I did in the oven on the side, and the corn on the cob. So that was actually one of my favorites that's in the book so far.
Man, that sounds good. You're gonna have me over at least pretty soon, Colton. From a working out standpoint, strange times. I mean, you have the season where you're playing and you're obviously working out with the team. Then you have the off season where you're back home, you're skating, working out on your own terms. This is different. Rinks are shut down. Gyms are not allowed to go together. You're not allowed to congregate with your team. So what are you and your teammates doing right now, I guess, to stay physically fit and physically active?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Right now we're still at home, and we're not heading to the rink for workouts or for skating. So in terms of skating, I just think rinks right now are kind of off limits. And, as far as the workout side of things go, our team trainer, he sent out some workouts for us that we can be doing at home, that they're basic body workouts. And if you have equipment, you can message him and he'll get you workouts that you can do with the equipment that you have. And also he provided us a link for somebody that can get us equipment if we want equipment. And I know some guys have done that already. So for me personally, I just get a workout done at home. And like I mentioned earlier, I have my bike. So I get out on my bike, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles a day, and keeps me busy. It's fun. Obviously there's a lot of nice things to see around St. Louis. So I tried to, I've been trying to go different routes and trying to see different things. And it's a good way to, I guess, explore the city.
What is the favorite route you have, or where's the favorite destination you love taking your bike for? As you said, the 10 to 20 mile bike rides. Yeah.
So I like to go into Forest Park, either at the bottom of the hill where the art museum is, or at the top of the art museum hill. I like that view. So, especially when the fountains are going and when the grass is green and on a nice day, I think it's a tough one to beat for sure. That's one of my favorite spots to kind of just sit down. They have some benches there, nice benches. You can just kind of park the bike for 5 minutes if you want to, just catch up and just relax too. It's nice.
Honest question. Do you wear the full get up? Like, do you have spandex in the helmet and everything?
No, not like spandex shorts or shirt. I just Just wear normal shorts, normal t-shirt. I bring a backpack. Usually put my bike lock in there in case I decide to stop somewhere. Put water bottle in there, kind of my phone, my wallet, my headphones and stuff like that. So have a little carrying case in case I want to make a pit stop somewhere and maybe get a bite to eat. But it's just like a mountain bike. It's not a road bike either. So it's it's nice because you can it's versatile, I guess. Sometimes I go on the sidewalk, sometimes on the road, just whatever's easier.
Have you branched out into any other different things, I guess, as far as a working out standpoint? Like, I know some players have taken on Pilates. Some players are doing these in-home workouts with their wives. Do you take on yoga? I mean, is there anything new that maybe wasn't part of your regimen before all this happened that you gotta improvise and just gotta kind of make it work?
Yeah. Well, I downloaded the yoga app, so I've been doing that at home. It's definitely not pretty. I've done some yoga courses in the past, but obviously without the instructor kind of giving me some tips, it's not that pretty. But I make it work, and it's pretty relaxing. It's nice to kind of get a couple courses in per week.
Well, the good news is, I guess, if you do it in the privacy of your own home, A, you don't have to look like a fool, and B, those yoga classes get kind of messy. I've been to a few with my wife. There's sweat spraying everywhere, so you don't need to worry about that.
That's true. Yeah, I just kind of let it fly, and whatever I look like in my home, it's fine. But some of those yoga classes you go to are extremely hard too, so they're good.
Colton, it's been, like I said, about 3 weeks since we played a hockey game. Looks like it may even go a little bit longer than that now. What do you miss most about this sport of hockey?
I think just being at the rink with the guys. Obviously, we have a tight-knit group, and just going to the rink and just sharing laughs, sharing stories, just enjoying our time together is definitely one of them. And then the second part is hockey itself. Obviously, that's why we all play. We love the game, and it's fun to play, and we enjoy the competition. A lot of good competition, and every day you kind of go to the rink and get better in practice. And obviously, game days are game days, so they're fun, and they're always a challenge, which is obviously why we play is to win. So every night's a tough matchup, and we like going to battle together as a group. But obviously the fans too in St. Louis, we miss the fans that we have. They're unbelievable. What a great group of fans we have, and our fan base is tremendous. So tough not seeing them in the building too right now, and not getting to play in front of them. But before you know it, we should be back in front of them all here soon.
Well, let's finish off with that then, Colton. You mentioned the fans. Of course, this is what this is for, and this is why we play this game. So if you had one message for all the Blues fans out there, what would you like to say to them?
Just thank you to everybody for doing your part. Obviously, first responders, the people at the hospital, the medical workers, and volunteers. There's obviously so many volunteers that kind of go unmentioned or unnamed that have done a lot to help out. So thank you to everybody that has done their part, and obviously to help this get better. And before you know it, we'll be back on the ice, and we get to play and have some fun and play some hockey, and hopefully we can get another championship here.
Well, Colton, I want to thank you so much for your time. I know the fans appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. And through this, we will get better, and we will get through this. And we're excited to see number 55 back on the ice really, really soon, throwing out some big howitzers. Thanks, Colton.
That's the plan. Thank you for having me, Joey. Much appreciated. Always fun to get a chat in with you.